Welcome back. Recently, we have studied 3 different forms for writing a linear equation. Let's look at our first one. It's called a standard form. A, B, C, they are real numbers, where A and B cannot be both 0. And the next one, y equals mx plus b. M is a slope. Slope talk about a steepness. So if someone say, can you tell me what is a slope? We can say slope is the steepness of a line, how steep the line is. B is y-intercept. Let's do a really quick review. So we have a linear graph here, and did you see this blue line touched the y-axis at this point? We can estimate really quick 0, 1, 2, 3, so this is 0, 3. Did you see this point is 0, 3? This point, this line touches the y-axis at the point 0, 3. So y-intercept is 3. How about this one? This blue line touched this x-axis at this yellow point. This yellow point, let's say, we can estimate that looks like, let's just say, negative 2.50. Okay? All right, negative 2.50. And this point is called x-intercept. So we're going to say x-intercept is negative 2.5. That is the concept of x-intercept and y-intercept. Our last one says point slope form. As you can see here, we have our input x, our output y, and at this point x sub 1, y sub 1 is a point you will be given. Again, this is a slope. Slope is a steepness. By the way, did you remember how to calculate the slope when you are given 2 points? We say slope is the difference of the y coordinates over the difference of x coordinates. Which means if we're given 2 points, let's just think about something, negative 2 and 1. Okay, you can pick any of this as your 1s, any of this as your 2s, it does not matter, but you have to be consistent. So I'm going to say this is my 1s, x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, and y sub 2. And then how do you calculate the slope? We're going to plug in using this example. Y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So we have 1 minus 3. X sub 2 minus x sub 1. We have negative 2 minus 4. 1 minus 3. We have negative 2. Negative 2 and negative 4. You have negative 6. We're going to simplify. We have 1/3. So 1/3 is your slope. This is a quick review how to calculate the slope when you are given 2 points. Now, let's practice how to write linear equations when we're given certain information. Let's look at the first one. We're going to write a standard. Remember A, B, C, they're real numbers, that A and B cannot both be 0. Alright, so I'm thinking how about we start with A is 2, B is 3, C is 4. Let's write down standard form. We have 2x, 3 comes y, and 4 stands here. And then put on the signs here, add and equals. I'm going to change it, okay? Next one, I'm going to say, how about A is negative 2, B is negative 3, and C is 14. We're going to write down negative 2x, it's negative 3, negative 3y, and 14. Let's add our signs here. Negative 2x, add, and equals. Remember, add and subtract, you're going to simplify it, become subtract. Okay, so you have a new one, negative 2x, negative 3y equals 14. This is how we write standard form for our linear equation. Let's look at the next one. Next one, we're going to write in slope-intercept form. So if we're given the slope is 2 and y-intercept is 7, Are you able to write y equals mx plus b form? All right, remember here you put a slope, here you put your y-intercept. Then we invite them come in and stay here. We have y equals 2x plus 7. Let's practice one more. This time I'm gonna change the slope. Change the slope into, let's say, -5, and y-intercept, let's do -7. All right. Remember, we're gonna put the slope here. Y equals -5x and plus -7. Add and subtract. Please simplify the sign, and we have minus. We are done with writing a linear equation in the form slope-intercept form. All right, let's look at the next one. Next one, we're going to write it in point-slope form. Okay, so I'm going to give you slope is -1/2. I'm just thinking about some numbers in my head, okay? I'll give you some smaller numbers. I'm going to give you a point, let's say 3, 4. We're going to write in point-slope form, point-slope form. So we're going to build our house first. Y minus, you're going to put a point here, and you're going to put your slope here, and x minus, you're going to put a point here. Remember, this is your slope, okay? So you're going to put a slope in here. And that's a point. That's x sub 1, y sub 1. So put the point here, put the point here. I love my erasers, and I'm going to erase it and make it look really pretty. Okay, all done here. Let's practice one more. What if I have some negative points? I'm going to say, just change this -3, all right? And let's get a new slope. This time we're going to get a positive slope. Okay, let's do this. Remember, the point slope form is y minus a number, that is our y sub 1, slope, and x minus this number. That's your x sub 1. Okay, all right, let's put down our slope first. Slope, stay here. Remember, slope is the steepness of the line. All right, we're going to put the x sub 1 and y sub 1 here. X sub 1 is -3. Y sub 1 is 4. Now we're going to organize this. Y minus 4, looking good, looking good. And the slope, x minus minus gives me what? Plus. Oh, I meant to write down 3. And we are done here. Happy learning.